We're supposed to get lows of about 27 degrees. We're still at -4. You could survive with this blanket, but it's not warm and toasty. It's been over 3 years since I first got these, and I really wanted to play with them in multiple environments and put them through some true tests. We're going to talk about the Jerven Fjellduken, a Jervin Hunter winter cloak. We're also going to talk about the Verus Särmä. Okay, I no longer have that because I gave that away in one of Brent0331's giveaways, probably like a year ago. So let's get all the stuff out of the bag and we'll go through it. I came across the Jervins and Verus stuff a couple years ago. Kind of underground equipment, especially on the American side, but very popular in Europe. And they're kind of obscure devices, and I'm not sure why. Because us grunts and outdoorsmen always pose the question, what if there was a way to get these crappy emergency survival blankets mixed into a poncho or some kind of blanket? Wouldn't that be awesome? Now, a couple companies have been able to do that, and we will talk about that as we go along. But first, let's talk about the original standard blanket. So you have the Jerven Fjellduken. Hey guys, there they are. I got nothing for you. I can't help you. Fjellduken, Fjellduken. I know German. I don't know the other languages. So this is what they call the original. It's even plastered on there. So it's essentially a tarp cloaking type of device. It was designed for hunters, okay? And you know what? We can take this jacket off. So being designed with hunters in mind, right? It can zip up on all 4 corners. People have claimed that it can be used as a shelter and even a bivvy. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to call bullshit. But being designed with hunters in mind, maybe you only need to throw something on once you get into your position, your firing position. That could also mean it comes with grunts in mind. Okay, so I like to leave mine zipped up on all 4 corners. This is where the cool part comes in. They have reflective material built into it, and it's actually pretty tough, okay, especially for how light the thing is. So let's say you're hunting, you've got all your stuff on, you don't want to be too warm while you're moving. There you go. That's why they call it a cloak. So people hear the term cloak and they think of thermal devices. Can this hide your thermal signature? Well, I did a video on that. Go check it out. You can sit there in your hide site, whatever you're doing, and now you've got extra warmth, and I can already feel it reflecting on me now. You can zip it up under your pits while you're sitting there in your hide site. You can pull your arms in. It's got zippers on the inside, so you can zip it up and just hang out like this. Pretty toasty. And it is waterproof because it is designed to be used for many scenarios. So you can actually get it up over your head. You know, we're not doing tactical run and gunning stuff. We're just hanging out in the hide site or something. Pretty good. In the carrying case, you get these very cool extra arm sleeves that also have reflective material in there, right? So, you know, there's the main end. So you throw that over your arms. Now you have protection from the rain and cold right there. Not bad. And if you're hunting in terrain like this, or hiding from people, you get your camouflage. So I think they're kind of gimmicky. I usually dress for the environment I'm in, or I've got my puff jacket in the bag. But if you do need the extra warmth on your arms, you got it. The carrying case is nice and robust. and it's very water resistant. Also in the case, you get an outstanding small signaling panel. So in the Army we have the VS-17 panels, the giant ones, and then I usually carry a smaller one with me. But this is built into it, and it has pretty tough shock cords built into it. I actually keep this on one of my loadouts. You guys might have seen that video. No, it's not food. I don't have food for you. Alright, but that comes in this pouch right here. And that's a pretty good deal. So there's the current price there on the screen for you. Now let's talk about my problem with this being called a bivvy. I do like that you can zip it up on all sides. If you want to use it as a shelter, these zippers will come apart and they actually break away. So of course you're going to have those pit zips closed. Where is this zipper? There it is. Alright, so this could easily be a low to the ground A-frame shelter, right? Why low to the ground? Well, you're probably not going to fly it because it's not that wide, right? There's the measurements for you. It's not very wide, so once you go to an A-frame, all right, you've got very little coverage on the side, so this is going to be a very low to the ground A-frame. No big deal. Putting it low to the ground will give you the reflection that you want. Now, why can't it be used as a bivvy, Randall? Okay, well, what does a bivvy do? It's something that wraps around us. Hopefully we can close it and keep the elements off of us. I'm 5'9", not even a very tall dude. Where these zippers connect, I'm folding it in half from top to bottom. That is not long enough to be a bivvy, right? Not even close, because I want to be able to put my whole body into it. So that means, oh, well, maybe I'm a dummy and I did it wrong, and it's supposed to be zipped up long way, because that's how the bivvy should work. Well, then we've got plenty of coverage on our body. What is that? Okay, so I can get it long ways around my body, and it's wide enough for a skinny dude like me to fit in there, but not a big guy. But now here's the problem. None of these zippers line up. So to use this as a bivvy, that means you're basically just laying on it and wrapping it around yourself, and there's no real way to connect the sides and use it like a bivvy. So just something to throw out there. When people say this can be used as the bivvy, no. It can be used as a shelter. And if you're okay with, you know, 30% of your body sticking out of it, you can zip it out halfway and it'll be a bivvy, but no. Now, let's talk about a middle piece from a different company. A similar piece of equipment, but with loft in it. So this is from this Bushman company, Bushman Outdoors, made in Poland. It's going to be kind of pricey to order to the States, but it's really good stuff. This is a step above our poncho liners, what people call woobies, because you've got a nice fleece lining, very warm and cozy. On the outside, you've got water resistant, kind of waterproof, but you're not going to be sitting in monsoons with it. You can also throw this over you, and you're going to love this one. So you've got kind of your cloak style thing to throw over. And then, if you know your American history, I wasn't too proud of. Somewhere there was a clip to connect these, so you know you've got kind of like a cape style thing, and it'll keep you mostly dry in some rain. Clip broke off, so it is what it is. Now, what's really cool about this, I got onto Bushman. I was looking for a tarp with reflective material in it like this that didn't suck. Okay, it's like the Arc Tourist blankets, they fall apart very quickly. The To Go Systems Trifecta was okay, but it was not as tough as I was looking for. The Bushman thermal tarp is freaking badass. I would totally pay for the customs to get that sent to America. Now what Bushman did was they've got this improved poncho liner that they also have sewn the reflective stuff into it. Now let's see. On the inside of this, they have the same reflective material built into it. So now you've got the warmth and comfort of the fleece, and then right on the other side of the water resistant material, oh, here's another burn hole. They've got the reflective material. So you don't really have to worry about the loft so much on this because this is going to be reflecting body heat. Very cool. This is much cheaper than the Jervin stuff as well. So check that out if you're curious. Big step above the Army poncho liner. Now, let's keep going up, and this is comparable to the Verus Särmä cloak. However, if you're looking at price, and we're going to get into what's better, but if you are looking at the price, I think the Jervin is going to be much better. All right, the Verus guys, they're really cool dudes. They have some cool gear, and they're involved in some very cool stuff, right? Outdoorsman, tactical stuff. Great company. So this is what they call the Fjellduken Hunter. Jerven Fjellduken Hunter. Fjellduken is like the style of it, or the category, something like that. You guys can help me out. And it has Primaloft. Okay, so now we're talking about a much warmer blanket with a improved carrying case that you can cinch down. I've actually thrown jackets. Okay, so there's my booties from the last camping trip. These are the Wiggies booties. I'm not talking about those today. But you can fit other stuff in this besides the blanket. So you rip this out. Same style and camo pattern as the other one. And they also give you the extra sleeves for it. So very cool, and a very nice carrying case. Stuff sack with plenty of room, right? That's my major complaint with companies and their crap stuff sacks. This one has plenty of extra room in it. So now we've got a similar blanket style thing with a highly water resistant outer. You're not going to sit in monsoons with it. Same zipper, double zips. You can zip on the inside and the outside. It also has holes for your arms to get through. But here is the major improvement. You can zip this up long ways. So now it is more like a bivvy. I wouldn't use it as a bivvy because it's not waterproof enough. But it zips up long ways, so you can set it up like the old square sleeping bags people are used to. And it has loft in it. Not crazy, but guess what they have done, guys? But the same reflective material that both the Jervin and the Bushman have, they've got it sewn into this. So you've only got 80 grams of fill, but you also had that heat reflection on the inside. And I have slept in freezing temperatures with this. And with my other outdoor warming clothes on, I was okay. Very cool. This one is going to be a lot more pricey, especially with that European price. But it's high quality. It is surprisingly warmer than you think. Very cool piece of equipment. So now this is another one of the originals. The Särmä from Verus is essentially a copy of this, but the Särmä has better, bigger zippers that are more robust, which also have an emergency zip on them. This one does not. So Särmä has made some improvements. The Särmä is also, you can get different types of fills. I believe I had the 100 gram fill. So a little bit more loft in the Särmä than this. However, the Särmä is very expensive. I think because it's become more popular, but you can also get the Särmä in different colors. And the Särmä did not have the reflective material in it. So even though the Särmä had more loft than this one, in freezing temperatures, I was warmer with this one because it would reflect my heat better. So, interesting products. And like I said, the Verus Särmä is very cool. They have their own different versions of it, different camo patterns. Very cool company. But when I was comparing all three of these, the Jervin was much better for me. The Särmä might have some aspects to it that you like more, but in terms of staying warm and price, the Jerven Hunter was a lot better for me. Also, with the Jervin thing, you get those extra arm sleeves. That's kind of cool. This one also came with a signaling panel. I don't know where the hell it is. and you get a stuff sack. The Särmä cloak that I got, it came with nothing. I got a blanket mailed to me, and that was pretty much it. And no, none of these companies sent this stuff to me. As it turns out, the European companies, they're not really big on just sending out gear. Unless you got a YouTube channel with millions of followers. But us little guys, they ain't even talking to us. So I bought all this on my own. So I was really forced to look at the price value and what you get. And getting a stuff sack is a pretty big deal for me. I'm barely gonna use them, but you better freaking give me one, especially for those prices. And there we go, I'll put my Wiggy's booties back in there. So if we're talking about Grunt OP stuff, like I did do a snow observation post with this, you can go check that video out. But this is great for grunts because we usually don't have the luxury of carrying sleeping bags with us. I know that sounds crazy, but we usually just can't afford to be making all that extra noise. We just need to throw something over us to get out of the elements, protect ourselves. And this Jervin Hunter is perfect for that. Absolutely perfect. And with those reflective properties in it, the 80-gram fill is not such a bummer because you're going to get some reflection. Now, you're not going to be set up next to your campfire trying to warm up with these. You will get holes burned in them, especially the Bushman. I've got plenty of holes in that one. But not even the Fjellduken is going to have FR capabilities. But again, what is it designed for? It's not designed for bushcrafters setting up next to their fire. Okay, it's designed for hunters and grunts. And I've said it many times, we ain't freaking doing fires. It ain't happening. So, thanks for joining me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you thought down there below. If you know of any other obscure products like this that I should check out, let me know, because you guys have been bugging me about the Jervin and Särmä stuff for a while, and I'm glad I finally got around to it. So, they are all grunt proof, okay? I'll say that right now. Even the Särmä Verus is great. It's just a little too pricey for me, and also for not having the reflective properties, that was kind of a bummer for me. However, the Särmä does have better camouflage patterns, so if that's what interests you more, definitely go check them out. 5 minutes later, they forgot I was here. Either way, guys, both of these companies are top notch, so go check them out. And until the next one, I'll see you out there. Out. Want to test your hammock? Throw your kids in there. They will test it for you. This was 2 years old. Every time I put it up, it turns into a friggin' Royal Rumble in there. And it still works.